welcome back to Nightly Nerds. I'm Tote.
And I'm Ginger.
And we're playing
Kingdom Hearts.
Final Mix.
Final Mix. Okay, so what we got to do this time, so that'll take us back where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
But what this will do is we essentially go to these different teleport points, interact with these, and they're like little snippets of the worlds we visited, and we just got to clear them out like we did before.
So we're talking about this on the way here in the car, about the trailer that they just dropped for Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Oh my god, yes.
How it's 2019 and we want to play Call of Duty.
We want to play Call of Duty.
Just when you thought they were down and out, it's back because it's Infinity Ward, bitches.
Oh my god,
it looks so good.
My selling point was Captain Price.
Yeah, that's
100% my selling.
My selling point was just how good it looked and how there was like no futuristic crap. You know, it was just, you know, Spec Ops guys, SAS, since it is Captain Price, or some kind of group.
Yes.
Together, infiltrating something, and I didn't see, like, you know, a flying drone and some kind of, you know, laser jetpack and a bunch of crazy shit. I was like, I just want a good, solid shooter again.
Yeah. Freaking, yeah, like, because for me, when I played, because I started on Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, he wasn't a major character back then, but Captain Price, a version of, like, an ancestor or whatever, like a grandfather or whatever, there was a Captain Price in most of the Call of Duty games that he was, like, a side character that was assisting you. And so, like, that's why I'm like, you know, Price, you're awesome. We're going to do this, me and you. We're gonna do this. And then when I played Modern Warfare for the first time, I was just like, oh, he's
back.
He's your superior officer that's teaching you how to do all this stuff? What kind of Muppet name is Soap?
You get to play as Price.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then that was my favorite part, was in the ghillie suit.
In Chernobyl?
What is it? What is it? How many people in Chernobyl used to live here, and now it's a ghost town? I forget what he says, like, oh, what is it? 2 million people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Now it's a ghost town.
And speaking of Chernobyl, I highly recommend the
series,
the HBO series.
So my favorite thing is, just like with Titanic, there are people who are realizing after watching the series that it's based on a true story. And I don't want to be one of those people who are like freaking morons, but to a degree, if you're young enough. And if for whatever reason your school doesn't teach you about Chernobyl, I can see you not knowing what it is.
Like, I knew what it was, but yeah, I never really learned it in school. I knew it existed, but
I'm sure you heard about Chernobyl in school.
Yes, I knew about it, but it's like the scary things of nuclear fallout that they showed in the HBO show.
I haven't watched it, so.
Like, they tease it in the trailer, so it's not so much a spoiler or anything, but it's just like, it's the people that are like, they're like, do not take this suit off while you're helping people. Do not touch people, do not interact with people if you've been exposed to radiation. And it was just like, I was like, oh yeah, no, like, I've heard of the terrible things of nuclear fallout, and like, according to like different things I looked up afterwards.
It's not really fallout as much as exposure. Because fallout's usually after a nuke, they're falling with ash and stuff.
But they tried to keep everything true to form. Like, they tried to recreate what it would look like if someone is that exposed to radiation.
Oh yeah, it breaks your cells apart. You basically kind of melt away.
Yeah, and that's what I watched. And I'm like, that's what made Fukushima such a scary thing.
Yes. Was, if anyone remembers that was the nuclear power plant in Japan after the tsunami hit that started to have a meltdown. That's the word you're looking for, is meltdown.
Meltdown, that's the word.
And nuclear meltdown, when that happens, it's usually because there's a failure in the cooling system, and it literally starts to melt the nuclear material, like, starts melting as it gets so hot.
Yeah.
They call it the elephant foot or whatever.
Something like that.
Because it looks like an elephant's foot. Like when it compresses when an elephant's walking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty scary stuff. The thing is, like, using nuclear power to create electricity is the safest across the board of all power. It's even safer than solar.
Oh yeah,
less people die to it, but the fear of that kind of meltdown.
No, and it's terrifying. Like as much as I'm all for nuclear power, and you know, and all that jazz, like
it's also you don't want one in your backyard.
I don't want one being in part of any city, like.
And then you have to deal with that's the whole problem we have here, it being in Nevada, because we have the test site here, and they nuked the hell out of the desert all those years.
Oh my God!
So they wanted to build the they did build it have you seen Yucca Mountain.
Yeah. Have you seen the Google Maps overhead?
Yeah,
view?
yeah. You watched that video that
Yes.
CGP Grey did?
Yes.
And he's like, oh, look, there's a crater. Oh. It's just like craters all over the place. Looks like the moon. That's the great state of Nevada.
It is.
Also, people don't understand. I loved how he pointed that out, that people who live back east think, government property, it's all our land. No. No, it's not.
No, it's really not.
And when you live in a state like Nevada where they have everything, you start to hate the BLM.
That's why there's this big, gigantic gap between cities in Nevada, because government land.
It's all owned by the federal government. You can't build anything there.
Like it's what is it? So I mean, we have like smaller cities like Mesquite and Pahrump outside of Nevada, but like
most of those were established long enough ago.
Isn't like Beatty like something like Beatty and Fallon and like they're like hours away.
Oh, Beatty is like it's a couple hours from here.
And then you go even further to like
is it Tonopah then Beatty?
I think it's Beatty then Tonopah.
Beatty then Tonopah, and then Fallon's way up north.
And then if you're
Battle Mountain.
If you're going the way of like Carson City, then you got like Elko, which can be on the way depending on the route that you take. And then Ely, I think. Is
Ely.
Ely. That's right.
Yeah, there's not a lot, and most there really aren't cities, not just townships.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only really there's the greater Las Vegas area, which includes Henderson, Boulder City, North Las Vegas, and Las Vegas, and Paradise, and all that together. That's kind of like just one giant city.
Yeah.
In a way. Then the only other really cities there are is Carson, Reno, and Mesquite, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Mesquite is barely a city, if even a city.
It's a truck stop on the way to...
Well, no, it's big enough now. Have you been out there recently?
No, I haven't.
It's gotten pretty big. But it's not as big as St. George.
I remember it being a truck stop on the way to St. George.
But it's getting there. Just because a lot of people moved to Nevada from St. George and stuff because of the taxes are lower.
Yeah.
And if you include Bunkerville, which is right next door, and the Arizona side, I can't remember the name of that area.
Glendale? No.
Glendale's on the way. That's actually in... Well, there is a Glendale in Arizona. There's a Glendale everywhere.
There is.
The Glendale in Nevada is on the way to... It's not there. It's before Logandale and Overton. And for people who don't live here, they have no idea what we're talking about. We see these little towns, but... No, I can't remember what the name of the Arizona side of the border is, but it's... Yeah, if you include that all together, it's probably the size of Summerlin.
Yeah.
Like in population, a little bigger area covering, because they have room, but they actually have some big casinos and stuff. So, I mean,
don't,
I wouldn't call it a city, but it's as close as you can get.
We don't have Casablanca here, do we?
No, that's in Mesquite.
We never had a Casablanca, correct?
There might be one here. There might have been one at one time. We can talk about because they're ads. Like
because they're still advertised here.
Well, they advertise it here because it's like, it's because it's for people who don't like tourists. Like, you don't like tourists, come here instead. If you want to go to the casino. It's like Vegas used to be.
So, okay, real quick.
Like small and nobody lives here. Yes.
This is the funny thing that made me laugh about this part of Kingdom Hearts 1. So this is, Captain Hook's ship, and I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, we'll go back. So this is Captain Hook's ship, and that's the hold where we originally showed up in the actual world. But these are like memories of the world, and it's like you go into here. This is also technically a loading zone, every single part of this is a loading zone, but you're in this little final world and you can walk freely. I'm just like, well, why didn't we do this in the first place?
Why did it have to have all those different loading zones?
Yeah, because that was technically a loading zone to get up here. This was a loading zone that had Wendy in it.
I don't know. How come this this world with just one ship feels bigger than all of Wonderland?
Yeah. Was that it?
I don't know.
Because I have to kill everything in order to
Advance. You open those doors.
Let's double check.
Will it still be pink or whatever?
Yeah, it'll still be pink. I think that's it. Because we'll go up here and there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Yep. That's it. And then we move on to the green one, which is a safety zone, which we don't actually have to fight anything. But we'll get a quick safety save because it's Winnie the Pooh's world.
It's Winnie the Pooh's world.
Which we will go to. I have all the pages. We will go to it, but this is the safety save.
The safety save.
Oh, because...
is that Ralphie May?
Yeah.
Does that? Is that what you got it from, or
no?
Oh, say he does a whole routine about doing mushrooms for the first time with a friend, and like whenever you do mushrooms, you got to have a safety safe. Yeah. He's like, the couch is the safety safe. You let the person know that nothing can hurt them as long as they're on the safety safe. So his friend has to come to him and get on the couch so he can be safe from whatever's coming after him.
Oh, sorry, last one. Hollow Bastion.
Hollow Bastion. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, so the Larry was mentioning this when I was grinding Kingdom Heart, or grinding the Hades Cup, but there's two enemies that you don't interact with until you get like into here, and that's
those gargoyles.
The gargoyles and little angel guys. One borns of the heart and darkness, devoid of hearts, ravage all worlds and bring desolations. Desolation seize all hearts and consummate the great heart. All hearts
I'll
to
consummate that heart, all right.
All hearts to be one heart to encompass all. Realize the destiny, the realm of Kingdom Hearts, the great darkness sealed within the great heart. Progeny of darkness comes back to the eternal darkness.
This has to be a bad translation, right?
It is. I wonder, can we read this again? Oh, damn it.
They said hearts too many times and darkness too many. They need to get the thesaurus out.
Well, you know, Japanese
asked.
has like a literal term for like everything.
Yeah.
Can we read that? Okay. One born of the heart and bees, devoid of hearts, ravage all worlds and bring desolation. Seize heart. The realm of Kingdom Hearts, the great bees sealed within the great heart. Progeny of bees comes back to the eternal bees.
This is too much.
It is. It is. Like, I understand how, like, crazy this freaking thing is. Did we get everything? We did. Okay. So I should be able to...
Right down that hole?
Here comes the fight I wanted to show you.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's the big bad guy from...
Yep. He's my favorite Disney character.
Whoa. From Fantasia, the mountain?
Huh? Chernobyl. And I think it was so fitting to put him here.
And we're just gonna beat him up. Yeah, you forgot to do the wind. Wind!
We are fairly geared enough that this should not be a hard fight. Granted, like, honestly, like 50, almost 60 is not overpowered for any of this.
Yeah.
It's just the difficulty we're on isn't too hard, but Yeah, for most of these fights, it's recommended level 70.
Ah.
In fact, like the one thing I was trying to like farm for experience is recommended 75.
Yeah, when I was a kid, this was my favorite part of Fantasia.
It was my favorite part too. It scared the crap out of me, but it was my favorite part.
Yeah, my nephew is scared of it. Whenever it comes on, he leaves the room and he watches from the corner. Amir.
Yeah.
Like, he loves Fantasia. He loves the Fantasia 2000 as well.
Yeah, he does.
But whenever this one comes on, he watches, like, he'll go to the edge of the room and watch from around the corner. It's so funny.
Yeah, now he starts moving around a lot and it gets harder to hit him.
Heal up! Oh!
That's what the safety save is for. All right. You know, that'll end this episode.
All right, everybody, that's going to end this episode of Nightly Nerds. As always, I'm Tote.
And I'm Ginger.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye. Hey, did you like that video?
Well, if you did, click the box on the right for another.
Click the box on the left for a playlist.
Of course, you could always just subscribe by clicking the link in the middle.
Come find us on social media.
There are links in the description below.
Don't be afraid to leave us a comment.
Thanks for watching. I'm Tote.
I'm Ginger. See you then.
Bye.